Today we're going to make a Greek baked pasta dish called Pastitsio.
When I was studying abroad in Greece, I absolutely fell in love with this dish. And Mom's come up with her own simple version because she loves me.
I do.
Now, for those of you who don't know what pastitsio is, it's like lasagna except better. It's a layer of pasta followed by a layer of meat sauce, followed by more pasta, and then topped with a creamy bechamel sauce.
And a little bit of cheese thrown in there for good measure.
Good. So let's get started.
Yes. This meat sauce starts off with either ground lamb or ground beef. I like to make it with ground lamb because that's Sharon's favorite. But today all I could get was the ground beef, so that's what we're going to make it with. Once this is fully browned, it's time to add the spices. We have oregano, hot red pepper flakes for a little heat, and my favorite is the ground cinnamon, which gives it the classic Greek flavor. In addition to the spices, I'm also going to add some minced garlic. At this point, it's time to add the tomatoes. It's a couple cans of crushed tomatoes and a little bit of tomato sauce. And you're going to need to add a little bit of water to thin it. You don't want too gloppy a sauce. You can add water, but of course I always have a little red wine hanging out in my kitchen. So I'm going to add a little bit of wine to thin the sauce. This is going to simmer. It doesn't need to simmer long. It's a rich sauce, so it only needs about 20 minutes. We start our bechamel with some butter and garlic. I like adding the garlic along with the butter because it keeps the garlic from burning. If you add it too late, it starts to burn. So now we're going to add some flour, whisk that in, and I only add just enough fat to incorporate the flour, no more. Next goes chicken broth and evaporated milk. I like using evaporated milk because it's rich like cream or half and half with a lot less calories and fat. And I cut it with chicken broth. I've heated this in the microwave, the chicken broth and the evaporated milk, because it heats up much more quickly and thickens the sauce almost instantly. Now that our sauce is thickened, it's time to season it. I'm going to start with a little bit of nutmeg, grated nutmeg. Another one of those warm spices that I like a lot. And then just a pinch of salt, a few grinds of pepper, and then a flavoring I really like that adds another flavor dimension to the white sauce, and that is some Parmesan cheese. Our white sauce is done, and in fact, so is our red sauce. Now it's time to assemble the pastitsio. Now that our bechamel sauce is done, we're going to whisk in a couple of eggs. This adds richness and body.
Okay, so we've got our bechamel and our sauce. How do we put this together?
Well, I've got a pound of cooked penne here. I'm going to flavor this pasta with a little bit of that sauce. Perfect.
Just enough to coat all the pasta.
Exactly, right. So now we're going to add just half of this to the pan.
And now I add some more sauce?
You add all that sauce. And then you just spread it around.
All right, you do the spreading. Now is the time for some cheese. Can you smell all that cinnamon and nutmeg?
Oh, it smells so wintry and warm.
The other half of the pasta goes on.
You spread that out again.
Yep.
And now it's time for the bechamel.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Get all that goodness.
Creamy goodness. Wow. That came together very quickly. Okay, so now that we've assembled the pastitsio, what do we do next?
We're going to bake it in a 425-degree oven for 30 minutes. But first, we're going to cover it with a sheet of foil.
Oh, okay.
All right, all set.
So after the pastitsio baked for 30 minutes, we took the foil off and broiled it just long enough to get this gorgeous golden brown color.
Oh, that looks so good.
Oh my gosh, I just love this dish. It's so much better than lasagna.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
For more recipes and videos,
Head over to 3minutecooks.com.